This episode begins with us experiencing the daily life of a high school girl named Sawako Kuronuma. And her school life would be considered pretty normal other than the fact that she looks like the girl from the ring, and therefore her classmates have nicknamed her Sadako after the girl from the ring. Every time Sawako tries to talk with or make friends with the other girls at the school, they get creeped out and run off in fear. Also, when Sawako has interactions with the other girls, they always apologize to her so they can get away from her as fast as possible. Sawako wants nothing more than to make friends and make connections with other people. Then we see a flashback of Sawako walking to her first day of high school, where she has an interaction with Shota Kazehaya, who is one of the most popular boys at the school. She gives him direction to the school and he thanks her in a normal manner and is pretty kind to her. And from that point on, Sawako wishes to be like Kazehaya, open, friendly, and have the ability to have people around her. Then, just before summer break, Sawako's homeroom teacher needs a volunteer to help over the summer break. Sawako raises her hand to volunteer, and her teacher reluctantly accepts. A few seconds later, Kazuha speaks up and asks the teacher if it's really alright for Sawako to work over the summer, since she is always doing extra stuff for the class. Well, the teacher asks Kazuha if he is willing to do the work, if he feels Sawako has done enough. Kazuha says yes. Sawako is shocked that Kazuha noticed what she was doing in class, but she insists that she has nothing to going on during the break, so she should do it. Well, we found out that Sawako does have a friend after all, because later, while Sawako is watering some flowers, a girl named Shino walks up and starts talking with her. Shino asks her if anything is up, and she mentions Kazuha's name, and Shino says, "The pleasant one." Sawako says, "He is not just pleasant, he is 100% pleasant." And at that point, Shino points out that Kazuha is looking out the window near them and overheard everything. Sawako is embarrassed, and Kazuha asks Sawako how he should take her statement. As a compliment, Sawako replies. Kazuha gets a laugh out of that and tells Sawako to stay right there because he wants to talk with her. Shino teases Sadako that the popular Kazuha can't leave her alone. Shino runs off saying she's not worried about her anymore. When Kazuha and Sawako talk, Kazuha was worried that Sawako disliked him, and he is happy that she doesn't. She tells him that he is kind and pleasant. He says that not always true, and she says yes, he is pleasant. He tells her that isn't the same true for you, Kuronuma Sawako? Well, Sawako is overjoyed that he called her by her real name, and she tells him how happy she is right now. Kazuha smiles at her and asks her if she is coming to the test of courage. And of course, she has to say yes. So, when Sawako signs up for the test of courage and she asks the girls running the thing if she can be a ghost, and initially they're frightened of her, but Sawako remembers what Kazuha told her. Speak clearly and tell them how you feel. So she does. Hell, Sawako even admits that she's got no supernatural powers at all. Well, one girl gets a good laugh out of it and gives Sadako credit for coming out after all this time. And she tells her to go ahead and handle the part of the ghost. Well, when night finally arrives, everyone is gathered for the test of courage. And the two girls keep it secret that Sadako is playing the ghost. Sawako scares the crap out of everyone who tries to go through the woods, and she seems to be enjoying herself by being useful. Then Sawako proceeds to pop out and scare Kazuha, who seems relieved to see her. He thought that she was not going to show up, and since there was an odd number of people, he is alone. So he asks her if he can stay there with her. Later, the two girls, Yano and Yoshida, track her down and thank her for the good job she did and give her a drink. After Yano and Yoshida leaves, Sawako and Kazuya sit in the woods and talk about how Sawako has opened up and got her feelings across. Sawako says it's all because of him, and she looks him in the eyes for a good long time. He turns away and asks her not to do that, and she thinks it's because of the 3-second rule from the ring. But he tells her feels awkward. Sawako feels confused because she never had feelings like this, but her heart is racing. The next day at school, Kazuya gets his punishment for not completing the test of courage. He has to date Sadako for 1 week since he was with her that night. Kazuya tells the class that dating Sawako as punishment is going too far because Sawako is a girl and it would be just rude to her. Sawako feels that she needs to cover for Kazuya. So she says that the time Kazuya spent with her was because he is kind to everyone, and the time he spent with her didn't mean anything. Kazuya seems shocked and hurt by what Sawako said. Sawako feels she did the right thing and didn't say anything untrue when she covered for Kazuya. Your punishment is dating Sadako Sawako is a girl and it's rude. Well, on the first day of summer break, Sawako's parents are surprised when they see her heading off to school. So she explains to them that she needs to help the teacher. While walking down the road, Sawako feels that even though she did the right thing, she feels lonely and sad and begins to cry. But she tells herself that she should be used to it by now. As Sawako is walking down the road in tears, she finds Kazuya waiting for her with an apology gift from the class, and she gets even more emotional over this. Kazuya tells Sawako that she probably doesn't know how much about him, and she insists that she does, but he tells her that she really doesn't. He tells her that he had feelings for her from the day he met her on the way to the first day of high school. And those feelings have grown, and he wondered if they would ever reach her. Well, that's all for this episode.